Hey there, welcome back to the shop. This week I'm going to show you how to build one of these tripod trees, and that's just a name I came up with. I got one of these small tripods for Christmas. My first two videos, the picnic table and the coat rack, were shot on a big like Canon camera that I got off Craigslist. That and the tripod actually broke. So for Christmas I got one of these. It holds my iPhone and I can shoot my videos this way. The only problem that I've seen with it is that I can't get it up off of surfaces very high. So like at the miter saw, when I do my initial cuts, you guys can't see anything but the blade actually going into the cut. So this is going to allow me to take this and twist its legs around one of these posts to hold it up so that you guys can actually see down on what I'm working on. And this is really going to help me out here in the shop, help me get a better video viewing for you guys. And let's get started.
Here I'm just cutting the frame pieces for the base of the tripod, and all you're going to do is just cut 4 pieces of 2x4 to 14 inches long. And here I'm just ripping the rounded edges off of the 4 pieces of 2x4. Mitering the corners of the frame. Here I'm adding a biscuit into each of the miters to help me align it and add some strength. Here I'm just cutting the center support for the frame and adding the corresponding biscuits for the center support.
Okay, so basically what you've just seen me build is the base for this camera tree, and these 4 mitered 2x4s are just going to be a box with casters attached to them on the corners so it can roll around. And then this middle piece right here, which you just saw me biscuit, is to hold the center post, which is going to hold the dowels that the tripod will hang from. So our next step is I'm just going to mark out the center of this board and bore an 1.5 inch hole partially through the board to hold the center stake. Okay, so after boring the hole, I'm just going to I went ahead and squared some lines to the edge of this Forstner bit hole. I'm just going to use a chisel to square up the edges. Okay, and with that mortise chiseled out, I'm going to go ahead and glue up this base frame.
Next, I'll rip down the stake for the center post.
Okay, so you just saw me cut that center support, and I actually had a really good fit on that mortise. I was expecting it to be relatively loose. So I'm going to go ahead and put the casters on this now, just because I think it'll be a little bit easier to do it now than once that center post is glued and screwed into place. And then we will start drilling the holes in the center post for the little arms. Okay, so to lay out where these holes go for my casters, I just set them on in the approximate location that I wanted them, and used an awl to make a little divot for the brad point on my drill bit. I'm just going to go all the way through this in 16 different spots for the 16 different bolts. I'm using 1/4 inch bolts, but if you're using a bigger or a smaller bolt, then you need to change the bit to that size. Okay, so what you're looking at is the center post, and this is a crosshair for one of the little arms that's going to come out. I've made one of those at 9 inches, that's one you're looking at. There's one there at 18, and there's also one up here at 1 inch down, just for the super high spots. And I have those corresponding on the other side as well. So I've gone ahead and made the indentation with my awl. We're going to walk this over to the drill press and drill that less than halfway through so your 2 dowels don't hit each other, and then we can glue those into place. Okay, so I have my miter box here and a 1/2 inch poplar dowel, And I'm just going to cut 6 of these off at 6 inches to make the small arms. Okay, so with those holes cut and our dowel plugs, I guess, or arms cut, I'm just going to use medium thickness CA glue to put this in, especially since it's only going to be holding my phone and the tripod. Just put a generous amount down in that hole. Keep your hands away. And press it down for a few seconds and then it'll be dry. Same process goes for the other 2 and the 3 on the other side as well. So this is a prime example of when this tripod would be really nice to have, and it's not really a tripod. I think I called it a tree, or a tripod tree, because if I set my tripod on the table on my bench, you guys can't see what's going on, and I can't really set it on the thing itself without getting too close to the work. I can set it on the bench behind me, but then I have to zoom in. The shot gets blurry. So all I'm going to do here is slip this into the hole with some glue, and underneath it I've pre-drilled for a 3.5 inch decking screw, and that should be enough to hold it. So I'll go ahead and do that, and that'll conclude this week's project. Alright, thank you guys for watching this week. I don't anticipate a whole lot of people building this unless you have that same problem that I do with the small tripod, or if you have one of those in conjunction with a big camera and a big tripod, then this works really well. I tried it for the last couple shots, or tried it around the shop and see how it would work. Yeah, it works great. I'm really looking forward to being able to shoot videos with this, and hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, and if this is your first time here, I post a new woodworking video every Saturday, and if you enjoyed this video, most of my other ones are just like it, so if you could go ahead and hit that subscribe button, it would help me out a lot. Go ahead and check out my Twitter page. It shows when the videos are coming up, the link to the video when it does go live, and just updates in my life and what's going around the shop. So trying to stay more connected with you guys, and I'll see you next week.